Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium singles video here on iStarly TV. This is part of my Road to Master series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium singles ladder, and for the month of August I have been developing this team right here, working on it, kind of climbing the ranks. I've been Master Ball ranked for a while this month, but basically throughout this entire month I focused on one team mainly. Like I had other games where I showed other teams as well, but this was kind of like the team I was working on throughout the season. I was improving it as I went, you know, seeing what worked and what didn't. Currently, this is what I'm on, and it's funny because the season is over very soon. As of the recording of this video, I mean, probably when I post this video, tomorrow will be the last day of the season. So yeah, this could be the final iteration of the team, although maybe not. I might have a couple more changes. Now, I used this exact team in my previous video, and people were asking about the team code, so here's the team code if you want to try it out yourself. And I did debate going into this video whether I wanted to make a couple more changes to the team. There was one change in mind that I had. I decided to start with the team as I had it last time with the team code. The one glaring issue that I've recognized with the team is this team is very weak to Stealth Rock. You know, to be quite honest, in the last video when I kind of developed this iteration of the team, I recognized a couple Pokemon I wanted to add, Baxcalibur and Ting-Lu. That seemed like they helped the team a lot. However, I honestly didn't consider the fact that the team is now a lot more weak to Stealth Rock. I now have 4 Pokemon that are weak to rocks, which is not a great place to be. So one change I was going to make, I won't say who I was going to swap just yet, because I might make that for the final video of this team, which will be probably tomorrow as of recording this, if I have time to record it, hopefully, which will be like the finale of the team, I guess. But we're going to see how the team works today, because it was okay last time. It was not bad last time, so we're going to see if it still feels good, even though the team is very weak to rocks. We're going to see if we can still manage, because Stealth Rock is somewhat common, although it's not like extremely common. Also, I felt like a lot of common Stealth Rock Pokemon, we have a couple answers to them, notably Iron Bundle, so it might not be that huge of an issue, the fact that we are weak to rocks. But a lot of these Pokemon have been working really well for me, so kind of let's try a couple games here, see how the team works, and of course talk about some changes by the end, and then for the next video, for the last video of the season, you know, hopefully we'll have a couple changes, or not. Maybe if this team feels really good, we won't have to change it. So let's get to some games. Game number 1. My opponent has an all-star list of threats. They've got a Azumarill, which is really cool. They have Garchomp, which of course could have Stealth Rock, so that's something we have to keep in mind. But I think, who do I like to lead with here? I don't love a Ting-Lu versus Garchomp matchup, although the funny thing is we would both get up our Stealth Rock, and then we would both like not really deal that much damage to each other, so I guess it's not that crazy. I guess I have Whirlwind as well. Yeah, so Ting-Lu is not a bad lead, although Bundle is also pretty solid here. I'm not sure it's better, but it very well could be. I'm actually going to lead with Bundle because Azumarill gives Ting-Lu a little bit more issues. You know, I'm expecting Garchomp to be the lead. You really don't see that much Garchomp anymore, sadly. It's a great Pokemon, but I think it's just kind of outclassed now. And of course, Fluttermane and Chien-Pao and Dragonite, like there's a lot of Pokemon that are just really good against it. But it used to be the case where Garchomp was commonly like a lead, where it had Stealth Rock, Focus Sash, stuff like that. Although Choice Scarf is also decently common on it. Although I think the most used item on it right now is Choice Band. But anyways, I should stop talking, right? With that in mind, I'm just gonna bring these guys. I mean, they are all weak to rocks, but I'm just gonna bring them. They seem good here, and it's possible we can scare off their Stealth Rocker with our Iron Bundle. Because if they lead Garchomp, if it's like Stealth Rock Garchomp, you know, we have Iron Bundle who's faster and has the Ice type move, so we might scare them out. So we'll see. They lead Chien-Pao, which I'm not that. You know, this is like an age-old matchup. Not exactly age-old, but like this is kind of a notable matchup because it's happened in the past in some of my videos. But basically what happens here is like we outspeed them, we get off a ton of damage with Hydro Pump, they get off a ton of damage the next turn. So like we kind of take each other down basically. But luckily for me, I do hit the Hydro Pump, which is great. If they're like Life Orb, I guess it doesn't matter because they have a good chunk of HP left. See, this is exactly how it always goes. Maybe I should have been a little smarter and like predicted around that. I could go into Skeledirge and Terra here. That is a little early though. Honestly, whoever I go into, I'm probably going to terrestrialize. And honestly, I do think, trying to think of my opponent's team off the top of my head, I actually do think that Skeledirge is in a better position to terrestrialize here. So if I go Dirge, they're going to go for a Dark type move. Otherwise, if I go into this, if I go into this, I would have to terrestrialize. Otherwise, I would probably die to a Sacred Sword. And if I terrestrialize this, then this is kind of dead weight in the later turns. So we're off to a rough start here. I mean, if they have Flutter Mane, that's a big problem because we're going to take some damage here. So I'm just going to Terra and go Torch Song, get a special attack boost. They're definitely not going to go for Sacred Sword here, right? Famous last words. I mean, you know, the funny thing is the fact that I went into Skeledirge probably alerts my opponent to something. Like they know that I'm going to terrestrialize into something. So it's possible they go Sacred Sword, right? Or it could be like a super 5D chess game where, you know... Okay, they go Sucker Punch. Okay. That's kind of... I mean, that does a lot of damage, but I was going to say that's actually kind of not bad for me because they could have actually gone... Well, assuming they have a Dark-type move, they could have gone for, like, Crunch or something, which would have done more damage. I guess if there was... You know what? There was actually a world where I maybe should have predicted a Sucker Punch, or... Maybe I should have just gone for Will-O-Wisp, actually. Yeah, they go into Flutter Mane. It has a white streak. Does Shiny Flutter Mane always have a white streak? I thought it was all yellow. I'm gonna slack off here. I mean, honestly, I EV'd this Skeledirge particularly for Flutter Mane. We didn't see a booster energy, so they could have Focus Sash. Because, like, if they don't have Focus Sash, we could just stay in, take a hit, and go Shadow Ball. I think I need to do that, actually. If I go, I don't know, dude. This is actually tough. Oh, wow. Okay, they might be Choice Specs. Ah, okay, that's tough. Yeah, we just brought the wrong Pokemon here. Not a good start. You know, sadly, I honestly haven't really been playing that much. As much as I should be playing, or as much as I'd like to be playing. In the past couple of weeks, I just really haven't had as much time. Like, I've had a lot going on. So I unfortunately just have not had enough time to just play as much as I'd like, and I think I'm a little rusty. You can probably tell, yeah, I'm kind of rusty here. So this was a rough game to start with. So let's go to game 2. GG. Interesting. Kind of an annoying team, to be honest. I mean, I say that a lot, don't I? Chien-Pao actually looks good here, and I haven't brought it in a while. I like Chien-Pao a lot. And honestly, like, I like Baxcalibur, and I like how it feels pretty good against, like, Dragonite, but it is a little bit redundant with Chien-Pao. That's kind of a thing. Excuse me. They do have Breloom, which is annoying. What do I do against Breloom? Should I lead with... I mean, Chien-Pao's a good Pokemon to bring, but should I lead with it? Do I lead Skeledirge? Well, if I go Skeledirge, they can easily just... I'm thinking about, like, a possible Breloom lead, and they can just easily Spore. It's not great. I probably need to change Iron Bundle's Terra type as well, because, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I don't think this is a great position for me. Breloom's definitely annoying. We could lead Bax, and what if we go Baxcalibur and potentially terrestrialize it? That actually doesn't sound bad, to be honest. It's very aggressive, but I'm just going to go full-on aggro this game, I think. I think these three seem fine. I mean, maybe Iron Bundle's a little bit more reliable. I don't know, man. Because if they have Flutter Mane, I guess it depends on what item they have. They have Flutter Mane, but don't have Booster Energy. That could help. And then if they do have Booster Energy, it's possible Chien-Pao can knock them out with a Sucker Punch. Let's see. They do lead Breloom, which is what I was expecting. And I actually just think... I wonder if they switch here. So, do I commit my Terra? I think that's going to be the big question here. I think it's going to have to be the case. I mean, saving Flutter Mane's Terra is pretty nice, but I think we just have to kind of go all out here. I'm just going to Ice School Spear. It's very possible they switch here, but I think Baxcalibur is well positioned against their whole team. And not only that, but I don't think they have a lot of good switches into an Icicle Spear anyway, so I think this works out really well for me. And I'm probably also faster, but the reason I Terrasilize there is because they could just very well go for Mach Punch, which they do. Okay, so we take that, and then we knock them out. So that's a good turn. I think that's a good exchange for me because, you know, it's almost like no matter what they go into, I think Baxcalibur is pretty solid. I guess unless they go into something with Earthquake, that would be the worst case scenario, but I think the only option for that is Dragonite, and Dragonite doesn't want to switch into Baxcalibur either. So basically I feel like I'm in a pretty solid position now, and if they go into Chien-Pao, they also don't have any super effective moves for me, so I like this. They go into... Oh, this is Dark-type Urshifu. Interesting. Well, I'm not gonna switch because my other two Pokemon do not want to take a hit from that. So I think I just have to go Icicle Spear again. That is Dark Urshifu, right? Because it's not moving. Dark Urshifu doesn't move. Water Urshifu kind of like, I don't know, bobs and weaves because it's supposed to be flowing like water, I guess. They are Terra Dark, so they're probably just going to kill me with a Wicked Blow here. This allows me to potentially go into Flutter Mane. Wow, I'm faster. Oh, okay. This probably doesn't kill, but getting this damage is actually really nice. And the knowledge that I'm faster than them is pretty important as well. So what this tells me is that I think I have to go into... I mean, they could be Choice Banded. I might have to go into Flutter... Or, I'm sorry, Chien-Pao here. And go, like, Sacred Sword. This is actually tough. If they're Choice Banded, I would go Flutter Mane here and just kill them with Moonblast. But if they're not Choice Banded, that means they can go for Sucker Punch, which would probably kill Flutter Mane. Although, oh man, it's like the prediction game now, because it's like, if I go into Flutter Mane and I expect them to Sucker Punch, I could go Charm, which would be a huge turn for me. But then if they just go Wicked Blow, then I'm just straight up dead. Right? Or if I go into this and I go Sacred Sword, I think it just has to be this, because, I mean, they are Terra Dark, so they're Sucker... I'm just thinking, like, Sucker Punch shouldn't kill me. Right? Let's see. Okay, cool. Perfect. Alright, we overthought it. I was about to go into Flutter Mane and make these crazy predictions. I was about to go Charm. They were just going to go Wicked Blow again. And I think Wicked Blow ignores the attack drop from Charm, so they would have just absolutely destroyed me anyway. So yeah, just play it safe, right? And now we have these two great Pokemon against whatever they have left. Their last Pokemon is Flutter Mane, and we do see the booster energy here. So that's actually really tough because my Flutter Mane's booster energy, but I'm not running max speed. So if they are running max speed, they are going to be faster than me because I put some bulk into it. Just a little rough. I mean, there's no reason to not go Sucker Punch here because they are absolutely faster. I guess they could go Charm, right? I'm going to Sucker Punch. Whatever. I'm not going to overthink it. Of course, of course. Yeah, I guess Charm is pretty common on Flutter Mane. Oh, they go Calm Mind. Okay. Well, now it's still a prediction game because we have to both predict when the other is going to strike. Like, if I go Icicle Crash here and they go Charm, they lose. Watch, they're gonna outpredict me, but I'm not going to not do that, right? Yeah, I think we lose this game. Came down to the prediction games, and I guess I'm not very good at those. Oops. So, yeah. And, I mean, they're at +1. Like, I don't think there's any way we win this. Oh, it's rough. Definitely rough. Definitely painful to lose this way. So let's try to talk about it. What could I have done better? Oh, they're just going Moonblast. Maybe they don't have Shadow Ball. Well, they crit. Doesn't even matter. That sucks. They get the crit, but that's fine. I think we were probably losing that one anyway. So, I mean, I made some good predictions there, but it came down to that Flutter Mane, and it's tough. It's tough. So the turn there was Chien-Pao versus Flutter Mane. We know that they are faster than us because of the booster energy. Yeah, we know they're faster than us because of the booster energy, so we have to make that decision whether we think they're going to attack us or not. I think the Sucker Punch was probably pretty obvious, but with my luck, if I would have clicked Icicle Crash, they would have clicked Moonblast. So, like, I don't know. It just feels like they're in those situations, you just take a guess. It really feels like you're flipping a coin sometimes. because again, it could have really just gone either way. But anyway, I guess if I hadn't really known Fluttermane's most common moves, I could have made a better decision there, but oh well. I like Baxcalibur here again. It's pretty solid against their team. Probably don't want to lead with it though, because we would have to commit that Terra again. Although if we're planning on that, we can go ahead and choose Pokemon that complement that pretty well. Skeledirge is a little rough against Urshifu. I guess if I can burn it, that's nice. I do want to bring it though, because I really like it, but maybe that's not a good reason to bring it, right? I think Fluttermane also looks pretty solid here, although they do have Scizor. I'm thinking Baxcalibur, Skeledirge, and Fluttermane. Thing is, if they lead with Ting-Lu and Terrastalize turn 1, then Baxcalibur is not a good lead. Yikes. I have to commit. Running out of time here. Not a good finish to the season. I mean, the season's not over yet. You know, I'll try to do one more video maybe tomorrow showing, you know, maybe a final update for this team where I landed with it and talk about kind of the meta game and stuff like that. But as I did say, you know, I do wish I would have been able to play more this season, especially towards the end. The past couple weeks I've just been really busy. Like I had, you know, school start and then, you know, finishing a job. Like there was a lot that I had going on, so I wasn't playing as much as I'd like. They actually lead Scizor here. Okay. Of course they're gonna have Bullet Punch, but do they go for it? I'm gonna go Skeledirge here. I think it's a fine, safe switch. Typically, Scizor doesn't have many moves that can hit Skeledirge pretty well. Scizor does have access to Thief, but I don't know how common it is. I personally run Thief on a lot of Scizors that I play, but I don't know how, like, typically common. So they just U-turn. We take no damage from that. And, you know, this is typically good for them because they get the priority here. They can go into whichever Pokemon is good against Skeledirge. But Skeledirge is really good. Skeledirge has a potential to be good against almost everything, like, honestly. That's why I like bringing it, because against physical attackers, like, you know, we can Terrastalize and maybe burn them. Like, the fact that we can Terra can really throw them off. And, of course, they go into this guy. I doubt they're gonna go for a water move, or I'm sorry, a fighting move, right? So I'm gonna do what I said. Terrastalize first to take the Surging Strikes and then burn them. This is rough though, because we're still probably gonna take a lot of damage to the Surging Strikes, but hopefully this works out in our favor. If they make a crazy prediction and go close combat, I mean, what are you gonna do at that point? Yeah, they go Surging Strike. And we take it really well. I like that. So the second hit will get our... Oh, never mind. I guess it doesn't. I was going to say we'll get our Citrus Berry, but the third hit will get our Citrus Berry. And then we're going to burn them. Hopefully we land the Will-O-Wisp. Let's see. Now we do, which is awesome. Now the question is, do we stay in or do we switch? Burning Urshifu is great here, by the way. And... it also, like Skeledirge, again, is also really good against Scizor. Like, knowing that they have that Scizor is not bad for us. I could go into Fluttermane. I'm going to go into Fluttermane. I might regret this, though. We do have defense investment. I mean, it's possible I survive a close combat, but I guess they could be choice banded, right? I should be paying more attention to the meta. Choice band might be a pretty highly used item on this. Yeah, so that was a mistake on my part. It's fine though, because we can just click Moonblast, probably knock them out, but we would be losing like 1.5 Pokemon in the process, which is not great. But I'm gonna do it. If they Terrastalize, I don't think they ever Terrastalize Urshi here, because that would be a waste because they're already burned. So having it burned is just pretty good for us in the future. We did already use our Terra though. They go into Scizor, which is unsurprising. I think I have to just stay in here. I'm gonna Charm, even though they're just gonna knock me out with Bullet Punch. There's no reason to switch here because Baxcalibur is weak to Bullet Punch, and Skeledirge is low enough that we just don't want to take any more damage on it. Like, we want to switch into Skeledirge on Scizor when it's a free switch, if that makes any sense. So they do not go for a Bullet Punch. They might go for Swords Dance here, which is funny because Charm just completely counteracts that. No, they actually go U-turn. Okay. So we live that, which means it's very possible we outspeed whatever they go into. I was going to say I don't think Urshifu has priority, but it does have Aqua Jet. So if they go into Urshifu, that's probably what they're going for. Yeah. They get the burn damage, which is nice, and then we just go ahead and go for Moonblast. They're probably going to Aqua Jet, but again, we don't really want to make any switches here. We could go into Baxcalibur and set up a Dragon Dance, assuming they're locked into Aqua Jet now. But I think I'd actually just rather go into Skeledirge and like slack off. I should have taken a look at their team first here. Because I don't know, I don't think they have too many other fighting types. If they don't have other fighting types, Skeledirge is just like amazing against them. Yeah, they don't, so that's great. I just get off the slack off here. They're probably going to switch, assuming... If they switch, I think that really does tell me that they're locked into Aqua Jet, which means they are choice banded. I'm actually, you know what? This is kind of dumb. I'm really assuming that they're choice banded, but the thing is... Oh, they're not choice banded. I was just about to say, the thing is, if they're not choice banded... They could just go for close combat here. So that was a huge mistake on my part. I mean, luckily we take the Surging Strikes really well. I'm still pretty sure we take a close combat from this thing, but we are really playing with fire here, no pun intended. I think they're afraid to go close combat because it'll lower their defense. Oh, I put myself in a really bad position here. I'm gonna Shadow Ball. They have Ice Punch. Do they just not have close combat? Or are they just going for everything, like over-predicting me to switch and stuff? That's so crazy. Alright, the thing is, if they have close combat, they're gonna go for it now. Whatever, I'm gonna slack off again, dude. I guess they don't have it. What else could they have? What else could they have here? Like, why wouldn't you run close combat on Urshifu, right? And we are running out of slack offs. But this will get me full, which is perfect. They don't die to one more burn here, so I think we just have to nudge them along here. Yeah, they don't have close combat. Oh god, that's a crit. Alright, well this will knock them out, or at least make it so that burn knocks them out, which puts us in a really good position because now we're at +1 special attack. What other move would they have then? Maybe Thunder Punch? I guess they were going Ice Punch to potentially freeze me. Why would you not run close combat? Why would you not run a fighting move on Urshi? Anyway, they go into Goldango. They go into Goldango here. And one big reason why... Oh, this is actually really scary, but one big reason why I did a little bit of special defense investment into Skeledirge was so that I could survive attacks from Goldango. So... hopefully, assuming they go Make It Rain here, hopefully we survive. If they're like Terra Steel choice specs with Make It Rain, this could be the game here, everyone. If they're not, though, we should be able to knock them out with a Torch Song. Actually, well, we'll see what type they are. They are Terra Steel. If we somehow survive, we are going to knock them out with Torch Song, but I actually just don't think we're going to survive here. Oh, man. Oh, wow, we take that really well. Okay, there we go. All right. So I think this knocks him out. We're at +1. Oh, no. Are they bulky? What's going on here? Huh. What do we do here? I'm pretty sure this Make It Rain knocks us out. This might look really weird. But I'm going to go into Baxcalibur here. I think we'd rather have Skeledirge against their last two Pokemon. And maybe this was a huge mistake, right? But I think I'd rather have Skeledirge against their last two Pokemon than Baxcalibur. I think we might live this. Because given that they didn't knock us out, I don't... Okay, why did I even think that? Oh, God. Actually, wait. Unaware. Does Unaware... You know what? This is just an awful game, everyone. I think I played really badly here. So I think Unaware ignores their stat changes, which I believe means that basically their special attack drop like doesn't exist, if that makes sense. So basically they are at full power here still. Yeah. No, that was a crit. Oh god, what an awful game. Oh man. Okay, well, this was just really bad, everyone. I'm sorry. But I think it's a good learning experience. I think I'm gonna keep these games in. You know, I could just keep playing and playing and playing until I finally win a game and upload that, but this is the reality of this team, and you know, part of this series is that it's a learning experience, right? So, you know, feel free to let me know in the comments if you have a preference, or if you have, I don't know, I guess a preference of like whether I upload wins or losses, or whether you don't care, like you'd like to see both. Because, you know, there's some content creators I sometimes watch, and it's like if they always upload wins, then it's like, I mean, maybe they do always win, but I doubt it, right? Like it feels a little bit, sometimes it feels a little bit like disingenuous if they upload only wins and, like, you know, they never upload any losses and stuff. So I think it shows that I'm like, this is really happening with this team. And again, given that the main goal, one of the main goals of this series was to kind of develop this team to the best of our abilities. And you know, really kind of show this team the ins and outs, and really get a feel for this meta. I think that, you know, showing that I'm losing with this team is important, right? So there's the team right here. There's definitely issues with the team. I do think Baxcalibur, it helps me against certain Pokemon, notably like Dragonite and I guess Breloom in some ways, which are Pokemon that are otherwise somewhat difficult for a lot of my Pokemon to handle. But it also opens up a lot of pretty notable issues for the team as well. So in the future, like tomorrow's, if I get around to it, I think I should have a lot of time tomorrow. So I plan to update this team one final time. I have an idea of who I want to add. And, you know, typically what I do when I make teams is I test them a lot online first. And then I kind of, you know, build them if they've been working for me, build them in game. But with this team, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to, like, whenever I had an idea, because the goal of this series is to develop this team, like, kind of on screen and really show how it's working. I wanted to, if I had an idea for a Pokemon to switch out, I wanted to try it out in the game, like actually on video, to see whether it works or not. So that element is a success of the series, but of course, we didn't have any success today. This was a really rough day. So hopefully you still enjoyed, and let me know in the comments what you thought about the team. If you want to try it out, there's the code. I still think it's a fun team. It's really strong. I think you just got to play a lot smarter than I did. And you got to play a little smarter with Pokemon like Baxcalibur. Since we have a lot of redundant weaknesses, you really have to play smart. But each of these individual Pokemon is really strong, and I think really good in the meta. It's just, they might not work perfectly well together like this, or maybe I just didn't play well. So tomorrow I do plan to update this team one final time for the August season, and I think I have an idea of who I want to change and who I want to swap it for. So let me know if you have any predictions for that, or suggestions as well. I can take those. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos. You can also leave me team codes in the comments. I will be happy to share those and show those off in future videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.